Our
I looked at
God
him
is
like,
an awesome God he reigns.
Yeah, so you can do the moves. If you're listening, this is, well, could be a cult. I don't know. I'm like, yeah, like, is this a cult? Welcome to Millennial Made. My name is Rod, and I have one of my very good dear media friends here, Kamie. Yes. It's actually our first time meeting.
I know. Yeah. Best friends.
Best friends. So I feel like we're going to be.
Yes.
Relationship podcast, right?
Yes.
How'd you come up with that name?
Well, you know, relationships are often shitty.
Yeah.
So relationship, it really came to me.
Yes.
I am a huge proponent of curse words. Mm-hmm. I think it's my millennial angst.
Sure. We had to get it out.
Inside. Yeah. Just got to get it off. Get shit off every once in a while. So that's it.
And you're a relationship expert.
Allegedly.
Both in real life, but on screen as well.
Yeah.
With
on Catfish.
On Catfish.
Yes.
Which is such a millennial show. Like we've seen so many different, decades or even of them, finding these people, which was it interesting starting on the show and just like going to these people's like relationships and digging in and like investigating. It's been wild.
Yeah. I'm naturally a very nosy person. I'm a Scorpio. I think being a Scorpio is like my biggest personality trait. Mm-hmm. So like I like to sleuth. Like that's my vibe already naturally as it is. Mm-hmm. But being on a show like Catfish that has been on for 10 years, which is crazy to think about, makes me feel very, very old.
Yeah. Like peak MTV.
Yeah. Peak. But then even from the documentary, like I watched the documentary when that first came out, and it was like, we didn't have a word for people who weren't themselves on the internet because like none of us were ourselves on the internet. Like you remember being on early chat rooms and like...
I was going to talk to you about this today is like the transition of social media. And I'm not a social media expert, but I've been on Xanga was my first ever.
Xanga. Nobody talks about
Nobody
Xanga.
talks about Xanga. Nobody talks about Xanga because it was like I'm 30 and I was like, I only used it for a year before MySpace came along, but like you can kind of do the same things you did on MySpace, the coding and the different fonts and everything.
Yes.
But it was a blog. Like we were all authors.
Yes.
It was like Tumblr before Tumblr.
We were writers.
Yeah,
I was a writer. I literally had my 8th grade crush and I would write each other poems on our Xangas. Yes. But like you would just have to keep checking each other's page to know if there was a new poem.
Of course, because you didn't talk to each other in real life.
Of course not.
Do you remember your first breakup?
My first breakup? Yeah. My first real boyfriend breakup or like my first... Okay, so my first breakup was also in the 8th grade. Different boy.
Great. I want to hear about it.
His name was Noah.
Oh, okay.
He was so sweet.
Dropping names. Okay.
Yeah, he was so sweet.
Sure.
He was so sweet. But yeah, it wasn't going to work out. I broke up with him on the 4th of July via text message, which was like a new thing. Like texting had just began and I had like a Nextel chirp.
Oh, a chirp.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Wow.
Yeah. So I texted him and just said, I don't know, like this isn't working.
On the 4th, happy 4th of July.
Yeah,
happy Independence Day.
I was just like, this isn't going to work. And then I went out with my friend and like we went to like a house party or something and had a great time. And I didn't think about it again, but I think he was kind of sad.
Well, yeah. No one likes to be broken up with. I remember my first breakup vividly. Mine was in the 7th grade. And so I hate conflict. Like I run away from it.
What's your sign?
I was going to say, I don't know if it's because I'm a Gemini or because I'm avoidant.
Oh, Gemini, for sure.
I know.
Yeah.
But I broke up with my first girlfriend via AIM, via a friend. So a friend broke up with her for me.
Okay, I don't feel as bad about my Gemini.
Yeah, I know. I felt so bad. So if I'm not going to drop her name, but she's out there listening. I'm so sorry.
Oh my God. What'd you have him say?
It was just like, he doesn't like you anymore. That's basically. And then, and this is even worse was my friend was a girl that did it. So it probably was.
Oh, so she's like, so you guys are kissing?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
not even
you're
fucking
kissing.
You guys are kissing behind the bleacher? Yeah. Well, actually, okay, so before I broke up with that boyfriend, I was broken up with. Yeah. Wow. This is actually the first time in my life that anyone had ever broken up with me up until this point. No one's ever broken up with me except for this guy. I've always been the one to do it.
Good.
He was like my best friend in middle school, but he was also like my biggest bully, which,
sure.
Hand in hand.
Yeah, that's how it goes in middle school.
We used to hang out all the time. We would play video games every day after school together. He was like my neighbor. And one day he asked me to be his girlfriend. And like, I was like, okay. Sure. But like, we didn't have a romantic connection. I was just like, okay, we play Grand Theft Auto every day after school. I guess we're together.
And you could brag to your friends that you have a boyfriend.
Yeah. So we were together for literally 24 hours. The next morning, I get to school. He's not speaking to me.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, what's going on?
Power move.
And his best friends come over and they were like, Quentin doesn't want to date you anymore. You guys are broken up. And I was like, why? I've never talked about this ever in my life.
Kamie,
I need to talk about this in therapy tonight.
I know. I'm so sorry this happened to you. Jeez,
I was like, why? I think this is 7th grade. I was like, why? And they were like, you guys just don't want the same things. And now you can't talk anymore because you're broken up. And I was like, okay.
Okay, societal norms, yeah.
And then I just went to homeroom. And that was that.
Oh, my God.
He ended up actually coming to my house to invite me to prom freshman year of high school.
Wow.
With flowers. I wasn't home. So I
freshman year of high school?
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
I said no via my mother.
Yeah, okay, good. Yeah.
Fuck you.
Took the power back is what you did.
Exactly.
I think you should bring him on the podcast and actually hammer it out. All right, we'll find him. I mean, you're good. This full circle back. Yeah. You're good at investigating, so you can find him. Do you ever have moments where you just think to yourself, I am turning into my parents? That happened to me the other day when I was talking to someone. I'm like, oh, I cannot function without a routine. And then it just like zoned out. And I was like, wow, I'm turning into my dad. But the reason I bring that up is because truly I love my morning routine, and part of my routine is CareUp. So dedicating even a few minutes to yourself each day can go a very long way, and CareUp is here to support however you want to spend your you time. So by carving out some time to take care of yourself each day, whether it's your morning vitamin pack and then a lemon water, or a mental health walk, 5 minutes to meditate, unplugging at night, which I know is really hard to do, CareUp wants to be there for you. CareUp is a subscription service that ships high-quality personalized vitamins, supplements, and powders conveniently to your door every month. And the reason I love this is because I don't have to think or organize a pill box. I can just take the CareUp supplements that are curated directly for me based on the brief survey that they give you when you are signing up for the service. So you might be wondering, well, Rod, do you have a code for me? Great question, because I do. For 50% off your first CareUp order, go to takecareof.com and enter code ROD50. Again, that's 50% off your first CareUp order. Go to takecareof.com and enter code ROD50 for 50% off. You're welcome. You're going to love this. Again, great way to get into a routine and to kind of not have to think about something every morning. Take something off your plate, Work smarter, not harder. I'm sure you've talked about this extensively in other podcasts, but what's been your biggest challenge on the show, like with the investigation or like these connections, watching these people, like either their worlds are crushed or I don't know if they they rarely find a relationship, right?
Sometimes they do.
Yeah.
But I think my biggest challenge has been letting it go afterwards, because I am an empath. So I just hold on to the world's troubles and want to solve them for years to come. And I check back up on people. I've gotten better at it because now we've done thousands of episodes of the show. It's now at this point I've kind of learned that I can't carry everybody's baggage.
Sure.
But in the beginning, for sure, it took a lot out of me to let the episode go and just be done with it, because we have another one to move on to. And it was a lot of emotional hits, and I had to kind of set boundaries for myself to not be like that, not be so obsessed, because I get very obsessive over people. These are their lives. These are real people.
They thought they were in love, And
I think when people watch the show, it's entertaining, but these are real people at the end of the day. Of course, you have your people who want to get on TV, and we know who those people are. It's very obvious. Neve and I tend to call those people out all the time, but most people genuinely want to find love, and who can be mad at that?
Yeah, I think again I hate conflict, so usually when I watch the show I'm like this.
Yeah,
it's I know something's happening, I know something's gonna come, but yeah, I feel I'm the same way. It's I feel for them, because I've been there too. It's I was very insecure. I was bullied growing up. I was overweight, went through a big weight loss, it's on the other end of it too. And so I feel like I'm just coming into my own at 30, but yeah, everyone has gone through heartbreak, and imagine doing that on national TV.
I know.
Yeah. So that's great to have someone like you who is an empath and can sympathize, and I've seen it.
Yeah.
But then again, that's what therapy's for.
Yeah. I know. Well, that's why I have a therapist.
Yeah. Oh,
Thank God.
Yeah.
I have to, but I can't even talk to her about half the shit. I'm she's not going to believe this. She's not going to believe this. She's going to get a kick out of this one.
So they met on Reddit.
Yeah. It'll be too much. It'll be 2-hour sessions, and I'm only paying for one. So
yeah, exactly.
It's not in the budget.
Did you grow up watching relationship shows like Bachelor?
Not so much The Bachelor and those kinds of shows, but Flavor of Love.
Okay. Yes.
And
Tequila.
Yes. Oh my God.
Yeah. I Love New York.
Crazy. I Love New York.
Oh my God. I love Tiffany Pollard. She's so good.
I used to race home to watch I Love New York. And I'm sure my mom was not home, so she couldn't. But honestly, parents didn't give a fuck what was on TV back in the day. But I would race home so that I could turn on VH1 and watch those shows. So good. What was it? Rock of Love.
Rock of Love.
Every single VH1 had it on lock. So I watched all of the real reality shows, the real dating reality shows. I watched.
I just talked about this. Someone else. I loved Parental Control.
Yes.
Do you remember
that God.
One?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes. That and like Next. MTV, Viacom in general.
Yep.
They knew what they were doing.
Good. Yeah.
They shaped our dating.
They really did. Even and I don't know if you have thoughts on this, just being a relationship expert, but I find myself so infatuated with relationships, like on TV, like Jersey Shore, all of their even their friendships. I was like infatuated, and I'm like, oh my God, Vinny and Polly are fighting.
Yes.
Like, that
are you friends with her?
Yeah.
Yes,
are you friends with her?
Yes or no?
Oh, Sammy and Ron's a whole other monster. The letter that Snooki wrote.
Oh my God, yes.
I'm manifesting Snooki to be on this podcast because I want to ask her about the letter so bad. And she's like, that was so bad.
What
she's like,
made you write the letter?
Yes, Snooki and Jay. Well, I love it, and I love that they're still friends too.
Yeah,
and that they're now Angelina has come full circle.
I know.
Yeah, it's like friends with all of them.
How strange.
Yeah,
but also like I don't know. I feel like I like leaving things where they are. Like I like the drama that I grew up with.
Yes.
Don't become friends now. I don't need that.
Exactly. We don't need to see a reconciliation.
I don't need that.
Yeah, I had it in my head who you were.
It's done. I don't need like Paris and Lindsay and Brittany to like all reconvene. No. I like seeing you guys in the car drunk and a mess.
Yep.
Leave us there.
You know that story, right? Where Paris just came out and said it. She said Brittany and her were hanging out.
Yeah.
And then they just look over and Lindsay Lohan's in the car with them.
Yeah.
And that's the picture.
Good.
Like,
that's how I want to remember
exactly.
that moment in time.
Yeah.
I don't need to see them all at like a baby shower in 5 years. Like, no.
The Lindsay Lohan Hillary Duff feud.
Yes.
Do you remember that?
Yes.
Oh my God.
So much drama.
So much. We really went through it. Jeez.
How did we survive?
How did we survive? Do you have like a defining like TV or movie couple like growing up that you're like that, like maybe like Nora Ephron movie or like a Disney movie that you're like, that couple is who I want to be?
Who I want to be?
Yeah. Or like that you like were infatuated with that couple.
Well, I was definitely infatuated with Whitney and Bobby. Like that was chaos. But it's not who I wanted to be, but like I was like, oh my God, they really love each other.
So I grew up I don't want to say sheltered, but my parents I grew up in a religious home that you actually talked about on one of your other podcasts. I wanted to ask in a little bit, but I didn't. My parents kind of monitored what I watched, but my first exposure to Whitney and Bobby's relationship was Maya Rudolph's satire of it on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
And so then I fell down this rabbit hole, and that's like right when the internet was coming along, and so I was just, oh my God, I just consumed so much Whitney and Bobby.
Yeah, no, they were chaotic. I don't know. I mean, because then we had like J-Lo and Diddy, which now looking back, I didn't realize how short that relationship was.
So short, and a lot of them were. Have you seen these, like, I'm, Millennial on BuzzFeed. First of all, I want to point out there's a new term for millennials called BuzzFeed Millennial. Like, that's a category of millennials. The ones that
like did the quizzes and stuff, because that was me.
Yeah, so it's like a new, like, that word chuggy that like was perpetuated. It's like kind of like that, where it's like you're a BuzzFeed millennial.
Well, I resent that because I fucking loved BuzzFeed.
Yeah,
and
same.
I watched every single last video that they did of like trying foods from different countries.
Or the tasty videos.
I'm not going to be judged for that.
Yeah, exactly. But there's BuzzFeed articles like, did you know these couples dated? And like sometimes I look at them and like, I had no idea, which is probably PR.
Yeah, right. I think I just watched a whole TikTok. Well, I like to say you read an article.
Yeah.
I read an article.
Yeah,
relate. 3-minute long TikTok about all the girls that Wilmer Valderrama dated. All the teenage girls.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck is going on?
Because he looks the same.
But we didn't know. Like, it just wasn't. I hate to say that it wasn't a thing then, because it absolutely was, and like should have been more of a thing. But like at the time, a 19-year-old dating like a 30-year-old, we just were like, oh.
Yeah.
Are they going to make a show about
it? Yeah, it's like, we need to see cameras.
Exactly.
Where are the cameras?
Where are the cameras?
Do you know who's kind of going through that now? And this is just so bad that I know this is BJ Novak, Ryan from The Office. Did you watch The Office?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, then.
I know. I should be like stoned.
No, because that's another type of millennial, is an Office millennial. So you're the BuzzFeed millennial.
Okay.
So it's good. Probably good that you're just the BuzzFeed millennial,
okay.
The Office millennial as well.
Yeah, box me in.
Yeah.
I'll take the
we'll
BuzzFeed.
put you in a box. We'll put you in a box.
I'll take the BuzzFeed.
Did you watch Gilmore Girls?
No.
Okay, well.
I know. Yeah. Sex and the City?
It's so weird. Again, grew up, with some monitoring, so that was the name itself.
I never got to watch it when I was younger.
I just started it last year.
Yeah.
Big in Carrier Toxic, right?
Oh, Disgusting.
God, okay.
Aiden was the one.
Aiden was the one.
She fucked it up.
He was toxic sometimes too, though. I think he
ruined it.
I think he had some anger problems.
He definitely has some anger and like some attachment issues. But Carrie is actually a toxic person.
Okay.
And it has to be discussed.
Okay, great. Good.
We need to
talk about it. Okay, yep. And actually, Sarah Jessica Parker's right outside the door. So,
right. I love SJP. Yeah. But Carrie?
No, she was too. And they just like, I don't know, like when Big and her slept together while Big was married to someone else.
Yes, Natasha.
Spoiler alert. I mean, the show's been out for 2 decades.
And then she had the nerve to have a lunch with her.
Yeah.
You want to sit down and have a conversation?
And she's like, she was so mean to me. It's like... And then, but now in the, and just like that, of course you watch it. And just
but
like
I didn't finish it because it was honestly too painful.
It was very painful.
Yeah. I was upset.
I'm like, why they do Miranda so dirty? It was so bad.
Miranda didn't have to be a Karen. She was never a Karen. That was not her vibe.
They gave her a whole different character.
Yeah. I didn't like that.
Yeah. They're like, Miranda would have listened to podcasts.
Yeah.
Like she was, that was her vibe.
Yes.
Charlotte, no.
No.
But, yeah.
Charlotte, she got other things to do.
Yeah. Sure.
But I also don't understand why they made everybody look so old because it's just unnecessary.
And it's like not been that long.
It hasn't been that long. Why was
the second movie was what, 5 years ago?
Yes.
Or 10, maybe 10 years ago. I don't know. They look so much younger.
Why did Steve have like the worst transformation out of everyone? It was like he couldn't hear. God. He couldn't that's not.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah. He's not like geriatric.
Right.
Yeah.
Like they literally put him in a home. I was like, that's not nice. Steve was unproblematic. Well, he did get problematic for like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
But I too didn't get to watch Sex and the City until I think I was like 23, 24.
I just started watching Harry Potter.
Oh, I've never seen Harry Potter in my life. I wasn't allowed.
Insane.
What's crazy is you guys might not know this about me, but I run a small business, and usually in order to create an online presence, you need a website. And that's where Squarespace came in for me. Squarespace is the all-in-one platform for building your brand and growing your business online. You can stand out with a gorgeous website, engage with your audience, sell anything, which I know a lot of us have created these small businesses in the last couple of years. And I just love it because I've worked in many different industries, right? In corporate America. And the biggest run-in that you see is website design and how difficult it is. But with Squarespace, it doesn't have to be. Right. And what's really cool about Squarespace is all the different tools that it has. For example, the video studio where you can create pro level videos effortlessly, especially in this online creation world. If you're trying to keep up with current trends, they have a space for you there. Email campaigns where you can stand out in an inbox with Squarespace's email campaigns. They have these templates that you can use. You can get email subscribers and convert them into loyal customers so they keep coming back. And one of my favorites is just tracking your business is the analytics. So you can use insights to grow your business, learn where your site visits and sales are coming from, and analyze which channels are most effective. You can improve your website and build a marketing strategy based on that. So many things you can do with Squarespace. So here's where you come in. So if you go to squarespace.com/Rod, you can get a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, use offer code ROD, ROD, to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Again, go to squarespace.com/Rod. And when you're ready to launch, use offer code ROD to get 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain. Again, we're all in this together, and it doesn't have to be hard to create a website. And that's where Squarespace comes in.
Okay, so you talked about in a previous podcast of your own that you went to a Christian camp growing up. I heard that, and I literally I was on the Stairmaster, and I stopped.
Yeah.
I'm like, there was a specific type of relationship that came out of the Christian camps too. It's like you had you walk in, it's like rush week. You walk in, you look for who you're gonna date, you date them, and then at the end of it, everyone literally moves to different states.
Yeah.
It goes right.
You never see them again.
You never see them again.
Yeah.
But I just remember that, and I was like, I feel like you could appreciate.
Yeah.
Those
moves. Mine was called Camp Sunshine.
Okay, great.
It was horrible.
Where was it at?
It was in Maryland.
Okay.
I honestly, all I remember is that we slept in a field one night.
Oh, that seems not safe.
It wasn't. It wasn't. I think it was like something about being closer to God. So, I don't know.
Okay.
Looking up at the stars.
Yeah.
And it wasn't great. And
good, not great. And you know what? I did not enjoy that.
Hated it. I hated it.
I would too.
Oh my God. I was talking to my sisters because my sisters didn't one of them went to like a Christian elementary school, but like they didn't go through the Christian rush that I did.
Yes.
Like they didn't have to go to the Christian camps. They didn't have to do the things. I did though. And so I was telling them about a time when we're not even Catholic, but like we had moved to Chicago for a year.
I'm from Chicago.
I know that.
Oh, okay, great.
But like I went to my first Catholic school.
They're big in Chicago.
They're huge.
Everywhere. Yeah.
I didn't know anything about it though. So like was raised Christian, and at the time, like my grandma is like very, very Christian. I'm still Christian, but I'm not crazy.
Yeah.
Okay,
sure.
I'm still a normal
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
But she had taught me that like we don't pray to idols in Christianity. Like that was the whole thing.
I couldn't watch Pokemon because there was a rumor
I
that
wasn't
they were
allowed
idols.
to watch Pokemon.
Wow.
She didn't want us to watch SpongeBob. There was a whole listen, crazy.
The internet. Right when the internet came out, yeah.
I wasn't allowed to do anything. So, but she said, we don't pray to idols. I go to this Catholic school, and every day we had to do the Pledge of Allegiance and pray to Jesus on the cross.
Oh.
And in my, I don't know, 6-year-old mind, that's an idol. We don't pray to those things. I have a direct line to God.
Where do I go?
Right?
Yeah.
I can just talk to God right now. I don't have to wait. And of course, like my argumentative ass at a young age is like telling Miss Hannigan, that was literally my teacher's name.
Like from Annie?
She was horrific. She traumatized me and everyone in the class.
With a name like that, I feel like she would have to, though.
She 1000% had like all kinds of anger issues. And I remember telling her, like, I don't pray to idols. And she's like, Cameron, you have to pray to this Jesus on the cross. And I was like, I'm not going to. I'm a Christian.
Oh my God.
So
that's
scary.
Terrifying. That's a defining moment. I'm sitting there. I'm like, I have your therapist on the phone.
Yeah. That was my villain origin story. That's where it all began.
Oh, that is where it all began.
Yes.
And that's when you knew you're Scorpio.
Right. Exactly.
I wanted to do something with you because, again, being a relationship expert, there are all these new words that are coming out on the internet, on TikTok and Instagram. And I'm wondering if you can help me. Some of them I do know. Some of them I don't. And I'm just so scared, honestly, when I see something. I'm like, is this happening to me?
Am I one of these things? Like,
so I know. So define a catfish first of all. Just which I hope you can do.
Right. Okay. A catfish is someone who presents themselves on the internet or, dating apps and things like that as somebody differently than who they are in real life. But I actually think that a catfish can be a real life person that you meet that tells you different things about their life that may not necessarily be true. Like you can be a catfish on and off screen.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. Because I always just got that a catfish was on the screen. I actually had a friend get catfish, and this was like 3 years ago, and I'm like, because I watched Catfish from the beginning, and there was this. I'm like, people don't actually get catfish, and I watched it happen to them, and I'm like, oh my god,
it happens all the time.
And now with the internet, it's like I don't know how it still happens, like because there's the Google, like we found out via Google image reverse search, and it's just insane.
No, there's even more now with like OnlyFans. Like it's so easy to catfish. Even more so now because you have nudes of people that you can send and be like, yeah, this is me. Like, how else would I get this nude? Well, because you're paying $39.99 a month.
Jeez.
I know.
Okay. It's like an NFT.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
Okay. So along with that, hat fishing. Have you heard this word?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Can you explain that and your thoughts on it? Because I want to know.
It's a real thing.
Okay.
It's a real thing.
It's a real thing. Okay.
So say you're out and you meet, this is really, it tends to be guys.
I'm like,
it tends to be with guys.
Yeah, the the internet thinks I'm hat fishing them, which
a lot
I
of
am.
Hats.
Yeah.
You do wear many hats, but then also
because hat fishing,
because
I'm 31, so my hairline is receding.
Professional hat fish.
Yeah, exactly.
It's fine as long as you own it and say it.
Yeah.
But like there have been times when I've been out and I've met a guy and I'm like, oh my god, he's so hot. Like even actually when I met my ex-boyfriend, he was wearing a hat, and I was like, oh, he's so hot. Like I'm in love with him. And then I got home and I was like, but he was wearing a hat. So I don't know what his head looks like. His head shape he could be shaped like one of the Peanuts from the Proud Family. I don't know.
Teletubby. Yeah.
I need to know what he looks like without the hat before I can make my decision as to whether or not I'm in love with him. And then I saw him without the hat and I told all my friends, like,
okay, we're good.
We're good.
Okay.
We're clear. So it's really,
that second date was really important.
Yes, like, could you just take
it's like,
could you just,
or
like you just take their hat off.
Can I wear that quick?
Yeah,
I'm so quirky.
And take a look and be like, oh. Yeah, so that's a thing.
Okay. This one I have heard and I pretend to know it. Like one of those like, yeah, totally. Breadcrumbing.
Okay, yes,
what does this
one
mean?
I know this one too. Okay,
me.
So breadcrumbing is when someone is giving you like little tastes and like little pieces of what it is that you want out of them, especially in like the dating world. So like the person that you're dating, you know, may every once in a while like give you a little compliment here and there, but then like ghost for a little bit, but then come back and they're like, here, like.
So they're just like keeping you on a string, almost like a cat with. Okay.
Yes.
Breadcrumbs.
Coming for
breadcrumbs.
more. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're like
just go
leaving
back. Oh my God.
breadcrumbs
Okay.
for you to follow.
So it's toxic. It's a toxic.
It's 1,000% toxic.
Okay.
And we all fall victim to it.
My friend's that's that makes my friend right now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I feel so bad. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's like just enough to like feed your appetite, but never enough to actually make a real relationship off of.
Okay, so this makes sense because this leads to the next word, which I think is the same thing. So obviously we've heard of ghosting.
Yeah.
Did you know there's a term called caspering, where it's the same thing of like you're staying present and you're giving like a little visual of yourself because you know you can see Casper. But you're not fully there. So I guess breadcrumbing could kind of be the same thing.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
And I also wasn't allowed to watch Casper.
Oh, really?
No, Ghosts.
I watched the one. Well, yeah.
You were allowed to watch that?
I watched one with Hillary Duff, I think, on my own. And then my parents got a little more progressive. Like, you know what? You can watch that.
I wasn't
It's
allowed.
still Harry Potter.
Ghosts, it's what'd she say? What did she say it was? Lord have mercy.
Your grandma?
Yeah. Oh my God. Not demonic.
What's the word? What's the word? Satan. Oh, okay. Yep. Amazing.
That's the one.
Okay, the last one is pocketing. Have you heard this word?
Are you just putting them in your pocket and saving them for later?
Oh my God, I'm gonna see if that I don't
What does that mean?
Hold on. Pocketing avoids introducing you to their family and friends.
Okay, I've heard of this, but in the term of
and they're keeping them in your pocket. Yeah.
Stashing. That was the other term.
Oh my God.
And then actually MTV has a show coming out about this, but it's not called pocketing or stashing. It's called something else, and I am the worst MTV representative that we have.
Great.
Because I don't know it.
Viacom.
Yeah.
Sorry. This is a Dunkaroo.
This is a Dunkaroo.
Yeah. Do you like my setup?
For all the children that don't know,
I might have some gushers actually.
I cannot believe these aren't like 20 years old, right?
No, they made a resurgence.
First of all, what a treat.
What a treat.
You would come home and you would just get a pack of Dunkaroos.
Was that your after-school snack? Your go-to?
Yes, or Teddy Grahams, and sit on the couch and watch Tiffany Pollard call herself the head bitch in charge.
Yeah. Oh my God, and I love that she's the main GIF person right now. Good. Bringing back to childhood nostalgia. I actually, my therapist told me, because I do a lot of nostalgic content, and that's like my whole thing, and I relate it to mental health. My therapist said that if you're feeling anxious or stressed, do something that reminds you of your childhood. So for me, it was music. You know, like I build these playlists that are like from early 2000s. Some people it's snacks. My favorite after school snack. Do you remember the Ritz crackers with the cheese at the end with the red stick?
Yes.
Yes. And then I just ate the cheese. I didn't eat the crackers.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so good.
Oh my. Did you? Okay. This is gonna be a 5-hour long episode.
Great. I love it.
Chimichangas at school lunch. Did you have those?
What is it? No.
I did.
What's a chimichanga?
It's like a burrito with like beans and cheese.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. I know they had that at like hot lunch. I never ate them, but I had Bosco sticks.
What is that?
Bosco sticks are, think of like an Olive Garden breadstick with cheese in the middle.
I think I did have those, but it's probably not real cheese.
Oh, well, absolutely not.
None of the things that we ate were real.
Nothing that we ate was real.
We're fine.
We're fine.
We just need hours and thousands of dollars of therapy.
Exactly.
Chiropractors.
Yep. You know what? We weren't depressed. We just had to go on a walk. Yeah. Drink more water.
Hello.
Do you know what is not fun when you had a really stressful day? Thinking about what you're going to make for dinner, right? But that's why I love HelloFresh. So with HelloFresh, you get farm fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. So you don't have to go to the grocery store at the end of the busy day, and you can count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. And that's why it is America's #1 meal kit. And I love HelloFresh. I've been using HelloFresh for years. And what I like about HelloFresh compared to other meal services is you can customize your favorite dishes with their new Hello Custom offerings by swapping out one protein or a side for another, upgrading for a more luxe experience for feeling fancy, or even adding a protein or a veggie meal to try something new. So that means more choices, more variety, and more meals that are truly tailored to you. And HelloFresh actually has fit and wholesome recipes for satisfying and nutritious meals that you can feel good about, with 6 recipes per week to choose from, including low calorie and carb conscious options if that's in your dietary restrictions. I, again, love HelloFresh because I don't have to think about anything, right? I get to open my fridge, pick out that little bag with all my ingredients ready to go. I get to do some chopping, get to feel good about myself. But listen, HelloFresh actually wants to give you guys a little offer. So go to HelloFresh.com/Rod16 and use code ROD16, ROD16, for up to 16 free meals and 3 free gifts. It's not even the holidays. So again, HelloFresh.com/Rod16 and use code ROD16 for up to 16 free meals and 3 free gifts. Hop to it.
Another piece of advice I wanted to ask you, in regards to friendships, because I think having friendships as adults and making new friends is good, sometimes difficult. It's a little more natural, I think. How do you end a bad friendship? Like you have someone like this that keeps doing this to you and taking so much away from you. Like, how do you either distance yourself? Do you cut it off immediately? Like, how do you handle a friendship breakup?
I mean, I think sometimes even if friendships aren't like going horribly, some friendships need to end. And like I had to end a bunch during the pandemic because I simply did not have the capacity.
Yeah.
And if I can't come to you and tell you like, listen, right now I do not have the capacity for this relationship or for this friendship. Like I want for you to be able to get everything that you need out of this relationship, but I can't give it to you. So like I would rather you put that energy somewhere else. It's almost like a romantic relationship. Like you have to set boundaries with people and let them know what it is that you're capable of and what you're not. I had a huge problem with this, and so that's really why I started therapy in the first place over a year ago, was because I could not set boundaries. Like I was letting people
double booking, like saying yes to everything.
They were doing the crisscross, they were doing double dutch all over my boundaries, and I was letting them because I didn't know any better and I didn't know how to stop it. And I'm not a people pleaser, but I don't like for people to feel like I've let them down. Like I don't like letting people down or disappointing people. So I had to go to therapy and like figure out ways to actually send those texts and like draft them up and send them and be like, listen, I don't have the capacity for this friendship right now. I love you. I think you're great, but like, I can't do it. And it was hard. It was definitely hard. And I had to have some conversations with some people, but it was just kind of like, okay, like if you really fuck with me, then you're going to be fine with it. But like I require low maintenance friendships. I can't be friends with somebody that I have to check up on every single day. If you're not going through something, I'm not your caretaker. Yeah. Like I'm not your nanny. I have to take care of my own self.
It pushes your boundary further. Yeah. You know, and push it, and they're reaching exactly what they want to reach for.
Yes.
That's such a good point too, because I think during the pandemic, a lot of people realized, even with their jobs, you know, talking to people about, you know, a toxic work environment or a toxic friendship, people are putting themselves first, which we need to in order to be our best selves, in order to live the best life that we can. It's not being selfish. It is just putting yourself first.
Yeah.
I think even just how we grew up is you're taught to put yourself last. And there is a like, I understand the difference there, but you need to also put your mental health first. And I know for me, one of the biggest revelations I had during therapy during the pandemic was just because someone would do it for you doesn't mean you have to do it for them. Like I've had friends that I said no to doing things to, and they're like, well, I would do it for you. And it's like, I didn't ask you.
Yeah. Like that's you and that's your boundary and that's like what you've set for yourself, but that doesn't have to be me. Yeah. I've also realized that like not everyone does friendship the way that I do friendship. My friendships are family. Like I have like 3 friends. They all know who they are. Yeah. Everybody knows who they are. I could put everybody in a group chat right now. Like my friends can name all my friends. Like I'm known for being the person who has no friends because I have such a select group of friends that I can really trust. I'm friendly with a lot of people. There are a lot of people who call me their friend. And I love that. That's great. I personally have a very small circle. And so I like it that way and I keep it that way. And like, I have time for that and for those people as much as I am personally allowed to have time for them. Like my brain can only take so much. And even at a time when I was going through like my breakup and my relationship was dwindling out, I had no energy for anything. I was pouring so much into trying to like save that. I didn't have time for my friends. sorry. Like I was trying to save my love life.
Yep.
And now I got more time than the usual. So it's like, it's great. But like.
And your friends get that because they love you. Yeah. I think for me too, one of the struggles that I'm having with friendships right now is, you know, I'm the same way. It's like, I'm not a people pleaser. You know, I use that word, but I truly think I just do not like disappointing people. I don't like people to be upset with me. If I find out that someone's mad at me, I do everything in my power to make sure they aren't.
It's also because you're a Gemini.
Yeah, okay.
It's a very Gemini quality.
Yeah, but listen.
Geminis hate people being
my
mad
rising
at
is Aries, so maybe, What's your rising?
My rising is in Virgo, of course.
Sure.
And then my moon is in Libra.
I don't want to tell you what my moon is. Gemini.
Oh no.
Do you ask on the first date or before the first date?
First of
do
all,
you ask birth time or sign?
I am just now about to step into the dating scene. I've never been on a dating app. Like I don't have, like they didn't exist when when they came about. I was in a relationship, so I never did it. But now that I'm about to, I'm asking for all that shit. I want to know your human design. I want to know your birth time. I want to know, do you take a shit in the morning? I want to know everything. I want to know what's your Starbucks order?
Yeah.
I want all the details.
Starbucks order can tell you just as much as someone's sign, I feel like. Yeah.
I want to know if you get a fucking Frappuccino, forget it.
Yeah.
This is over.
So it sounds like you're pretty in tune with astrology, right? And
yes.
So is it true, I heard this, that your sun is important, but you basically, everyone going by their sun as their main sign is just, it was a way for early media to make money from horoscopes and everything. So like your whole chart is more important than just like...
Your whole chart is important. I need to know your Mercury. I need to know your Mars.
Wow. Okay.
I need to know how you communicate. I need to know how you argue.
Yeah.
Obviously the moon is very important because like everything from the way you communicate to the way that you behave, it's like all based off of emotions anyway, or not, depending on what your moon sign is. And then your rising, I think, is very indicative, but your Venus is also really important.
Wow.
Because that's how you love.
All the planets.
All the planets.
Good thing this is why we learned about the solar system.
Yeah.
We didn't learn about taxes, but we learned about the solar system. Yeah. It's important.
And I think also with the pandemic, I mean, I've always been into signs when I was allowed to, because demonic.
Yeah. No, did you know, and a little history Bible lesson for everyone, there's this like, in the Bible, right, there's the Holy of Holies, is that like when Jesus rose from the dead, the Holy of Holies split in half. But the Holy of Holies had the zodiac signs written on it. So ancient Jerusalem believed in the zodiac signs. Yeah.
Son of God.
Yeah.
Son.
Sun. Yeah, we're talking about a lot of religion. I don't think I've ever talked about it.
Yeah,
this is secular. Secular music. Oh my God.
I wasn't allowed to, so that like over the pandemic I got like into crystals and like crystal energy and like all that shit.
So explain to me crystals, because I've tried using them and for like manifesting, right? That's, okay.
Yeah.
And
I honestly
just like you just
don't know.
put it here and you like look at it, or do you like touch it?
I just keep them around.
Okay. So
and just pray for the best.
Okay.
Because like if anything can increase my happiness and like my success and whatever, like why wouldn't I want that in my house?
Yeah.
I just keep them all at the front door and they all stay on the little charging what's it called? Selenite.
Oh, so there's like a charging station.
Yeah. But you don't have to plug it into anything, which is great.
Okay, good. Cordless. I love cordless.
Powered
who needs wires anymore?
Right.
Do you remember when salt lamps came out? I feel like that was like in our gateway to crystals was salt lamps. Like this is good energy that you're putting with this salt. I have friends that are like, since we don't talk as often, they are, saying that I'm pushing them away or that I'm doing. It's like I'm just going through it, dude. Like I'm depressed.
Just trying to survive.
Yeah, exactly. Literally, like I'm trying to figure out who I am.
Yeah.
So let me do that, please, and just appreciate it. Yeah.
I'm sorry you can't handle my depression.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks for not being there. Like when you're not being there for me, it's like okay. And now I'm like and then I've spread myself thin because I'm doing everything in my power to make sure they don't hate me, which then causes me to be more depressed. Okay.
I feel like the real friends in your life won't give a shit about any of that. Like that's why I say low maintenance friendships. Like I need the friends where we could not talk for 2 months, but if we see each other, it's like nothing ever changed. Like if I can't have that, then it's really not gonna work for me, because shit happens in life. Like my mom used to always tell me, like, nobody owes you anything.
Yes.
So like you just have to fucking be, and like whatever happens. Like things change, plans change, people change, like life happens, and if you can't be understanding of that, then we don't need to be friends, because I'm gonna be equally as understanding for anything that goes on in your life. I'm not the type, like, you forget my fucking birthday, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, I can't believe we forgot my birthday. I'm fucking 29 years old.
hate that. I literally,
so annoying.
Hey, do you know what? I even have friends that purposely don't say anything until their birthday. And then at the end of the day, it's like, they're like counting how many people didn't say happy birthday. And it's like, it's a day.
I don't give a fuck. I'm sorry. I'm not your mother.
Like, I don't tell people my birthday because I care about my birthday. Like, the people that I know closely, if my family forgot my birthday, I'd be like, okay, you know. But I'm like, it doesn't, like, what are you going to do? Say happy birthday, and how did that change? I don't know. I guess, like, no offense to people who are birthday people, but not everyone is.
Not everyone is. I'm not. I have the friends that, like, I have it in my calendar to call them at midnight on their birthday still, which I feel like should end after 25. Nobody has to call you at midnight on your birthday after 25. No. I'm sorry.
Or like an Instagram carousel or an Instagram, like something like you didn't post about me on your Instagram story. I'm like, I don't post about anyone on my Instagram story. You know, it's like.
And I do, but.
But you're 3 friends,
like, and it's truly, I only have 2 friends, so like I should.
It's easy for you to remember.
I should remember everybody's birthday, but like sometimes, like we're adults. We're adults. If you're gonna get mad because I didn't call you on your birthday, you have bigger fish to fry.
Literally.
Like we don't need you to work that out.
That's such a good point. And I guess, okay, so that's one example of what my next question. What are some friendship red flags for you? Like I guess like you have 3 friends that you're settled into, but like you're meeting someone and then you're at a dinner and you're like, that is going to be a no for me.
Neurotic people freak me out. So if like you're super neurotic and like very like, glitchy. I can't. Glitchy. No.
I can see you sitting there trying to like look someone in the eye. That's like, I'm really bad at eye contact, but I'm not like glitchy, but I can see you like.
No, it's like, there's a difference between like people who like have anxiety or like I'm a huge hand talker. Like I love to talk. But if you are like, oh my God, I'm like, oh no, no, immediately no. It just freaks me out. It like activates my fight or flight system. So no, that. Also like people who, I don't know, this is kind of fucked up to say, but like people who automatically think that like we're best friends and you can just say whatever to me off of first meeting. Like I am an open book and I like talking about a lot of things, but like if you think that you can just like be all up in my business at once, that's where the Scorpio comes out and is like, no. They're like, we're gonna be best friends.
And it's like, what if I don't want to be?
I don't like you. I actually don't like you.
Exactly. Actually, I want to leave this moment right now.
So those kinds of things, like people who are just like too forward or like too in your business, or somebody who's talking about other people's business and we've just kind of met. Like anyone who's going to talk about other people's business is going to talk about my business. So I'm not telling you shit.
That's always, my mom always said growing up, was like, if they're talking about someone else, they're talking about you.
1000%. Unless it's like an equally crazy deranged person that we all know is equally crazy and deranged. Like if they're coming to me and talking shit about people, it's generally a red flag for me. And then of course, like friends that require too much. Like if you're at the end of every day, like, oh, thanks for checking on me today. Like if you need somebody checking on you, you're going to need to get a parole officer.
Exactly.
That is not me. I'm not applying
You're on
for that
parole.
role. Exactly.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
There should be a website you can submit people for parole. And there should be parole officers.
And then you can have a check-in every day.
I love that.
12 o'clock.
Mine is people who are competitive. And I don't know if it's as a man as well. When I'm making male friendships, I see it more. There is something, and I don't want to downplay anyone's height or whatever, but short man syndrome is what it's called as well, where I'm tall, but I'm insecure. And, you know, sometimes people can see that. So what they'll do is they'll use their like confidence to like try to overpower me. Or it's like, somebody be like, what do you do for work? You know, and I'm in a different field now. So I literally had someone ask what I do for work. I'm like, oh, I do like TikTok creation and like podcasts, and I'm also in marketing. And like, oh, have you met any cool celebrities? And this, like, I literally had just met Lance Bass, and I was like, yeah, I actually just met Lance Bass. It was really cool. Went to his house. Like I was just geeking out about it. And then the person literally goes, I'm gonna need you to stop talking about TikTok right now. And you could just tell they got like, you know, competitive. And
what
like,
do you want me to talk about? Accounting?
Exactly.
That's so fucking fun.
Let's talk about logistics.
Venture capital?
Yeah, literally. It's like, no thanks. So I think that's mine as a man, is like competitiveness. Is like men really do that with each other. It's hard.
I think the equivalent for that for women is like girls who try to, this is definitely a red flag, girls who try to like call shit out in front of guys. Like in those kinds of situations, I've had that where like, I was in Miami for a birthday trip for someone. I got fucking wasted. I'm in Miami. Of course I got wasted.
Sure.
And I had a hangover the next day. And I had to throw up. And this girl who was there, who was like trying to impress this guy that I'm friends with, was like, oh, did you throw up? I'm like, first of all, bitch, yes.
It's
Secondly,
yeah.
you see me throw up a million times.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you think that that's going to, like, keep
Yeah.
guys
An
from
ick.
being interested?
Yeah.
Like, you think that's going to be an ick because I
Yeah.
threw up?
Yeah. No.
Please. You're
an
cringe
ick.
right
yeah.
now.
You're an ick. You're a walking
You're
ick.
an ick.
I like
You're
that
an
more
ick.
than red flag is an ick.
Yeah.
I think, too, isn't that called pick me?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's very pick me energy.
Yeah,
And I'm
yeah.
just like, girl.
There's pick me on both sides. It's insane.
She's like, I'm so glad you got that throw up out.
Oh,
Like, me too.
Yeah, me too. So now I can.
Me too.
Yeah. Awesome.
Next time I'm going to
Yeah.
aim it right at your
Yeah, there we go. Projectile. Sorry if anyone has the fear of throw up. I think
I
that's
know,
it. Yeah. Okay, before we go, I know that you talk about crystals a lot, but I'm going to do something.
The original crystal.
What are you, our Magic 8 Ball, what are you manifesting for yourself this year? And we're going to see what the Magic 8 Ball says.
Ooh.
You don't have to, if you don't want me to tell you the answer, I won't.
A fine ass, rich ass man with a boat.
A boat?
Yeah.
What part, where are you going to go on a boat?
South of France.
South of France. Cannes.
Immediately.
Cannes. You may rely on it. Woo!
Praise.
Praise. What's his sign going to be, though?
Holy Spirit, activate.
Yeah, what's your perfect match?
Astrologically?
Yeah.
We don't talk about Bruno. No. We don't talk about it.
It's a Cancer.
It's Pisces, and I don't want that to be. But
it's a lot of emotions to do.
I did have a tarot card reading recently.
Same.
And she said, was it Moonlight Guidance?
Maybe, I don't know.
Oh,
okay. It was literally at a pizza bar.
Oh, no.
I have a picture of it. I'll show you later.
No.
Yeah.
Moonlight did mine, and she said that I'm gonna be with a fire sign. Mm-hmm. Which I've been actually saying recently, like, I think I'm gonna end up with a fire sign.
Wow.
I know.
Passion. Okay, do mine.
Okay. What's something that you really want to happen this year?
Will I write a book this year? And I'm fine if it says no, but I want it.
It is certain.
Yes. Wow.
At first it was like
positive,
on the corner, and
yeah,
I was like, what does that mean?
Positive day for both of us.
I know.
Good.
Will you drop the friend that is requiring too much of you?
All right, Kamie, well, thank you so much for coming on Millennial Made today. Where can people find you? Anything you want to plug? Or,
Well, you can find Relationship also on Dear Media.
Yes,
just
love Relationship.
Tap on over there.
Yeah, yes.
And
you do a lot of audience involvement, like
yes.
Q&As and all that. Great.
Yes,
love that.
exactly. And you're going to be on.
Yes.
Which we're very excited about. So at Relationship on Instagram, and then my accounts are all Kamie Crawford, Kamie Crawford, like Cindy, on all platforms.
Yeah. Love it.
Yes.
Well, thank you for coming on to Millennial Made. If you guys have any other questions for Kamie, please comment below. If you're watching, make sure to like and subscribe. If you're listening, give us a rating. Thank you so much for tuning into Millennial Made, and thank you, Kamie, for being here.
Of course. Thank you.